Alright, so I decided to work another hour before go to bed because I feel so horrible that I couldn't finish the problem. So when that goofball came and started saying stupid things, at that time I didn't notice the issue. The issue was there. I should remove the shift by 6 on the scroll on the view, because even though I shifted the images by 6, but I didn't shift the data of all the rectangles by 6. And so there's two solutions, as I said. Either to save the data and add 6 to all of them, or just remove the shift itself. So we need to at least fix the rectangles for the real walker, at least for him. So let's shift it by 6. That's the best way to solve this. So it should be 25, and this one by 18, and actually all of them 25, 18, and we can shift this one as well. Oh wow, my head is that tired. And save the data and move them to the game engine and see. But definitely this is the problem. Not the map, the game file itself. So let's run the game engine and the game together and see what happened. I need to test later on, making a setup file and see how it works. As decouple. Oh, I need to return the debug back. So let's turn debug on. Yes, it's not pre-processed, it's just a Boolean value. So there you go. Now the problem is, because the character is exactly on the floor, when I try to walk, he considered the floor as a wall, so I cannot move right and left. So let's try to solve this problem too. If I can do that before I go to bed, I will be happy, because I wasted a lot of time today not knowing what the hell is going on. So let's go to the character, the creature object, and when he detects the walls, let's exclude at least 3 pixels from the lower rectangle when he checks for walls, and hopefully that will fix it. It might still hit the slope, but I will try to work on the slope later. Even though the game designer said he doesn't need the slopes for the prototype, it will be nice to have them in the prototype. So when you walk left, let's decrease the size by 3, and the same with walking right, and see if that will work. Actually, I should exclude this area too. Oh, look at that. Very beautiful. So we didn't program the slope, and this was made on purpose. This is a heading secret passage should be on the second tills, so we can check here. So the second one, he should fall on the second one, not the first one. Still a little bit rough, so I cannot walk now because he's below the wall. So we need to do something to push the character up a little bit when he hit the floor after the jumping to make it more smooth. So this is the character detection area on red. When he reached to the second till, oh no, it's not good, because this is not the secret block. This one. Let's change the color in the map to make it even more obvious. Let's make it this one. See, it's not working. It's working from the left side, and now I'm stuck. Oh shit, the window's stuck? What the hell? First this was breaking and now it's... the stream is not stuck, but the... Ooh. I don't know why it's breaking since today. Something is fishy going on. It never showed me this message before. And it never done that before with me. So on the left is fine, almost. It's kind of hard to determine. Yeah, on the left is fine, but when you go to the right, it's not fine. So we need to tune the calculation a little bit, and to make the life easier, I need to push the character a little bit above the ground whenever he hit the floor. I need to figure out why these errors happens. This is not healthy. But for now, I'm not that worried about it. I might, because didn't restart the computer for long, but maybe not. Alright. Now, this is... Oh. So here, when the character... This is what's drag the character down. And maybe I can check here if the character feet is kinda under the floor. It tries it to the correct measure. But how can I do that? So first of all, we know he's on the ground. So the first thing is we need to figure out which block he is exactly on. Because he might be on the ground, but there's another ground above him, and that might be a problem. Maybe there are several layers of grounds below him. So we need to determine the one that he's exactly on before we rise him. And here we are looping through all the characters. The thing is, I can have in the game very tall characters or very huge characters, and the coordination starts from the top. So the character can where is the thing? Any image. So the floor can be look like this. And the character look like this. And of course, if you lower the floor a little bit, then you have a taller character. So he's still standing, but the floor below him is not this one, not this one, and not this one. It is this one. So we need to make some kind of multiple check based on how wide the character is. And if the character is a little bit below the ground, we should rise it till it doesn't hit the ground so he can walk normally. So let's try to do this check. And we already have a similar check in the creature object when he check all the floors. So actually we can use the same code. Yeah, soon or later I will convert all these functions into one, because they do the same thing, but the numbers in the parentheses are a little bit different and the loop is different. So later on I will replace them with one. But for now, I just want to see this thing working. Physics. So the funny part is we already have the code in here, so we don't need to well, it's a little bit different because this one depends on the collision, and we are not depending on the collision anymore. We have a new variable for that. So we do the checks only when he's on the ground. And if he doesn't have a wall, he won't have on the ground attribute. I mean action. The characters can hold weapons, yes, but the artist didn't draw any yet, so I'm not playing with them. But in the character edition, and here's the list of equipments. And actually the first walker already wearing 2 arms. If we open his character, he can have different arms. So he's already holding, whoa. I reversed this one, silly me. I need to reverse them. Hee. Let me reverse them. I just adjust the number today, and I already made it a taboo. It is in here. Oh yes, I removed the negative, eh? Let me figure out where the code is. It is view paint or paint view or something. This one. So to make the character more alive, he can hold different type of weapons, and the weapons can be two-handed or one-handed. That's why we needed different kind of hands, and unfortunately I'm screwing up big time with the scroller in here. Oh, I have 2 modes, the full image and partial image. So depends if he's holding 2 hand, he might have these hands. If he's holding 1 weapon, his hands will look different. So actually, if I go to the equipment, I see here right arm and left arm, and he can hold these types of arms. And he have the weapon on the back and a weapon that he's holding in his hands. But this is all just testing. The system is there, but we don't have the assets yet. And actually this next, I'm going to work on it next. Superpowers, yes, there will be powers and stuff. The game didn't start it. Actually, it has a long story, and it has demons and wizard that you're playing with. Kind of a soldier. He's not a soldier. He doesn't work for the government. He's working for a special organization, secret organization. And hopefully we will get the prototype in the next 4 or 5 months. Because as you can see, I'm still struggling with character movement and stuff. It's taking a while. But this is the first game. Later on, when the engine is ready, I can make all my old games again. I might even use my own silly drawings just for fun. But now we need to finish this crap. So we need to calculate and check if the character is a little bit below the wall. And if he is, then we need to rise him a little bit. So what we need here is the creature info, and we know the current map. We don't need to access it like this. It is MK. So instead of returning true, this is kind of costly. I wonder if there's an easier way to do that. Like, to determine this only when he fall the first time. Like, he was on the ground, or I mean on the air, and he just felt on the ground. There must be a way to do that. So to do that, instead of doing all of this crap, we can make some kind of intersection layer. So let me see. So here is the place where we check if he's on the ground. So what we can do is to add two Boolean values, which is previous and the current. So let's put previous. I'll just shortcut pre-ground state and cur ground state. And this is based on each character. So before he checked the walls, let me see. So in the ground is equal to the current ground state. This is exactly the moment. But where should we put the post ground or the previous state? Let me think. I believe the previous state should be at the end. So the previous state in here. And this is the case when he's not jumping. But when he's jumping, he's always on the air. Unless he hit the ceiling, then we will cancel the jump. So in here, this is the previous state is equal to the current state. Here we can do the check. If the previous state was in the air, but the current, oh sorry, here. If he was in the air, that means he's not on the ground, and now he's on the ground. That means he just immediately fell from the air to the ground. Here we should rise the character based on the highest block he's standing on, the immediate block that he's standing on. So here we can copy the code, which I lost because I copied something else. Yeah, the only reason I'm using variables because it's immutable struct, or usually it is. The rectangles. There are two of them, and this is the monogame version, and I'm not sure about it. And now we need to check all the width. So to check all the width is similar to check the immediate ground crap, which is the same code that's check the floor. This one. I wonder if, because we already determined that the ground is there, we don't need to do this check actually. What we need to do is to make sure that the character is high enough to be on the floor. So let me think for a second. And to be high enough on the floor, he must be, we must change the Y value. So we don't need all of this crap. All what we need is one fucking line that's smart enough to rise the character Y value. And that value is equal to the character position so let's return to the drawing. So this is the position. It must be, and we have two rectangles. The inner rectangle is the one who's responsible on the wall detection. So this one must be on the floor. But the characters start from here. And this one might be either inside or outside. It depends. If I have a genie, but he still get affected by gravity, then actually his feet might be in here. Or a tornado character. I have problems with crashes today. I wonder if I have a virus or something. Or maybe the computer just needs a reset. Let me check this stupid stream if this is still alive. So the genie might have a rectangle that's outside of his position. So we don't care about the height of the character. We care about the position of the Y in here. And we need to rise the character and make sure that this line is above this line. So how can we do that? Well, we need to figure out the differences between the character height and the block. Where is the block? So it should be equal to let me think for a second. So what if the character is this tall or this tall? He's a little bit floating. Because if we run the game, and I jump, and now he's under the ground. So if we return the debug on, I wonder if some cases he get floating about the ground. So now he's normally, he can walk because the red line is exactly over the black line in here. But sometimes it gets below a little bit. So I ignored only 3 pixels. I don't want to ignore more to make problems with the game. So now he's like 4 pixels more. And this is not good. He cannot walk like this. So we need to rise it up. Yeah, once again, the whole trick is to find this block. Where does it exist? And apparently there is no easy way to guess it. The thing is, I don't want to calculate again. Is it here? Is it here? Because this will take some time. But I fear there's no way to avoid it. Because it might be anywhere on all the height. Even though he just hit the ground. And it depends on his speed too. If the character moves way too fast, depends on the speed how much he might fall. And ignore the slopes. The slopes are not programmed yet. But sometimes he's fine, sometimes he's not. But most of the time he's not. The second one is much faster, so I believe he have more problem with it. The jump with when you stand still is actually much slower on the Y, and the X it's 0. That's why usually, well, nope, still have problems. So yeah, we are trying to get his feet above the ground automatically. Now it's fine, that's why he can walk. Now he's not, because he's below. So I was thinking to say we take the position, we add the height, we divide over 48, or the XYS. Look at that. Oh God. Hopefully it's not because of this. So when I have the game here and I click on here, it do nothing. Let me. But if this one is true, no, I don't know. He just do that randomly. Anyway, let's return to the calculation, shall we? So let me make one value at least. Call it temp y. And temp y is equal to the position of the player plus the height of the wall, rectangle collision. Over 48, not 48, sorry, the size of the block, and turn the whole thing into integer. Then why he's not happy with this? Then what? So let's clean up the whole thing. So let's make a grid, just a fast one. I don't want a real grid. So if the character is in here, and this is the ground in here, the number we are taking is his position in Y, and this is a smaller rectangle inside him. His position in Y plus the height, oops, and not plus the height, plus this area. Wait. No. Because what we want is this. How far is this? Or to be honest, how far is this? Because we have this point, and we have this point, and we have the height. It's a little bit geometry game, and we want to rise this up by this amount. That's the whole game. But this amount is should be rising this guy up. We cannot rise it from here. We need to rise it this up, the same amount of this thing. So we need to calculate this one. So by taking the here plus the height of the character, but we don't care about the height of the character because maybe this thing is way smaller than what we expected, or maybe even more taller than we expected. But let's take one case at a time. So actually the block that he's standing on is not this one, it's this one. These kinds of blocks. So let's do half-ass patch. So we need to rise the block with this amount this time. So if we take the y and decrease it by this amount and add the height. So we decrease it with the y but increase it with the height. That will give us we take this out up, but we will add this, so it will be here. Around here. So we have this area. Is this the value that I want to look at? I wonder. Because this value is very small, the y, but this one depends on the map. Oh wait, if I add this to this, we will get this. Okay. And if we add this to the height, sorry, both of them added. So now we have this value. This value, if we divide it over 48 or the block size, we will get this one. Let's throw it in orange. Now we want to rise this sucker to make the block, the red block, to be above the sucker here. To do that, as I said, we need to find this value. This value is always less than the value of the block in here. So when we convert it, it will get less. We will shove off, we will lower the damn thing. No, it will become more. So actually this value, the temp y, will represent this block. So we need to add an XYS to have this one. So the temp y is this value now. Now we need to decrease this value from it. Oh, I just noticed your message. Sorry about that, I'm just too into it. And thank you. Usually my stream is dead and nobody give, like, sometimes I feel like I'm talking to the wall. So I just keep doing that. Thank you. I'm trying to get the values correctly. It should be easy because we already have the height, this point. It's remind me when I was taking calculus, damn it. Calculus 1 and 2. We do some trigonometric with angles, not with the distance. Similar to that. So we have the original distance, which is the y plus the y inside, and we have the height. And if we found this guy, then this guy, let's say 30, and this guy 0, 48. So 48 negative 30, it should give me 18, which is this distance. Because if you take this one and flip it, yeah, it just, and you decrease this value, you'll get the value above, which is actually the value in here that we want to rise it. So we need to rise the thing with the temp y minus, damn it, the location of the character minus the location of the y. Do you believe that? I don't want random numbers in here, but it seems that's what I wish to. Because this value is higher, you know, the y is inverted. The whole thing is inverted. Stupid math. So let's make sure that this is the correct value. So this plus this is this. And if you take this line, this height, and subtract it with this height, you should rise this, the whole thing, with the remainder. The remainder, what's the remainder? Dang it. The remainder is this height. But is that height is same of this one? I don't know. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Where is the code? Okay, so this is the place of the block. And I said I need to decrease it with this value and this value. And to subtract these two values, of course we need to add this at the end. We need to multiply it with it first, because it's getting a little bit wiki. Now we need to subtract these values. And if it doesn't work, I will recalculate everything, because any mistake in here, it will be kind of hard to figure out where did you miss. Hey, let me find out why he's not happy with the parentheses first. Oh man. Oh yes, I need to cast something. Something is not casted. Oh yes, which one of you suckers has not casted you? Now we need to remove this value from y only once. I can imagine it, they will fly or something now. Yeah, my calculation is off. At least when he fall on the ground, he get higher by way too much. And apparently he get higher by a full block actually. So maybe this part is wrong. Nope. He's still dancing. Do you think I need to add it instead of subtracted? No. Yeah, at least he can walk. No. No. So we screwed up. We screwed up somewhere. Back to the drawing board. Where's the transparent? Okay. So we have a stupid character who must be somewhere. And his feet is under the ground. The first task is to find which block we are standing on. So let's print the value of the stone that he's standing on before we do anything silly. So we want to find this height. And I thought maybe the condition is wrong too, you never know. I thought this value is the value that I'm seeking. So what we are going to do, we are going to print this one. But first, let me remove the debug. There is a sentence that keeps printing somewhere. I need to find it and remove it too. So system diagnostic debug. So let's check the whole condition. Does it only happen once? That's what I feared. So the code might be working, but the condition wasn't correct. I see. Can I do this out? Oh, this is the class. No, no, this is the function. Unlike the update function, this function order is a little bit different. I need to be focused. Maybe I need to add these variables to the character himself. A lot of crap. So if I want to add these to the character himself, I can consider is on the ground as the current ground. So I can remove this guy and remove this guy and make the condition in here. The problem is neither of those are using the actions of the character himself. So what I'm trying to say, this thing cannot persist because he's going to check the other creature next. So we need to give this variable to the creature. Unlike the keyboard, this doesn't work like that. What am I waiting for? The thing is, this is supposed to be part of the customization, but let's cheat a little bit for now, and if it works, I need to move it to the customization in my own system. So I need to come here and add the action to the character in the list. So I come here and come here and tell him, hey, you need to be on the ground, and previously were you on the ground or not. So I need to add a new you can say state, but it's actually an action I call them. So I need to add that in here. But let's cheat a little bit and add a variable to the creature and try to see if this will work, that will work. And that's the whole point. Even the gravity later on, I'll make it part of the system where you can adjust it and edit it inside the other program. But for now, yeah. The first game, I will make some hard code. I will make exceptions. Making everything as part of the engine is kind of a little bit taxing. So this is the creature object. Let's add a new boolean and call it Maybe I can call it cur on ground and brie on ground and make them both true. False, false. Better to make them false. And now we, oh, the hour already ended. No, I will finish this before I end the hour. I don't care. So in here, instead of using this, we remove them. And because we want to remember the state, we must use something locally. This won't work anymore. Whoops. Why he's not happy with that? The last thing we need to do after we change some of these values is no. All right. It never detected actually now. There's something printing too much crap. Let's find it and remove it. He's still printing crap, dang it. Let's go to the map class and see. Then who's doing that, dang it? Oh, this is right line. Maybe it's right. Actually, search for this. Oh wow, really? Oh, this is an error, no problem. Then where could it be? I don't believe it's not anywhere. And I don't think you can use the console in here. The threat system? I don't think so. I didn't activate it. Where is the first system? I cannot tell. There's something stupid that is driving me nuts. Oh wow, a lot of printing actually. There's a lot of crap printing. Let me test something. Maybe it is the only line that I have. This one. Even though that doesn't make sense. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. If it's not here, and it's not in the map class, and it's not in the creature object, then none of them do that. What the hell? I will do a check on all the classes later on, because someone is screwing up. But let me try to add the last thing. The last two values. I don't remember them, but I believe it was the position plus the position of the inner and then we subtract it. Let's give it a try. What? Holy tomato. Programming life, everyone. Okay, let me print the value that we are decreasing it with. 752. That must be not right. Here. Whoops, I should pause, sorry. Negative 620. 652 and negative 620. Did I? Oh, I didn't multiply. I didn't multiply. because here we divided to check the last the position of the block, and now here we multiply it here, and we want the one above it or below it, I mean. Wait, is it negative or is it positive? I'm not sure about the last step. I guess if this doesn't work, I'm calling it today, but I need to find out who's printing the crap. Someone is printing the crap in here, and it's making finding out what the hell is going on is much more difficult. So first thing, tomorrow I will try to find out who is printing the whole empty lines crap. Then I can debug the whole thing and see what the hell is going on. But like this, I cannot live. So thank you for watching again, and this time for real. See you tomorrow.